Good morning all. Today let's discuss about different types of malwares. And first we are going to discuss about Trojan horse. These are ordinary looking files but are actually programs that delete your files or corrupt them. They are generally transferred as innocent attachment to an email and they do not duplicate themselves when they are executed. They are usually written in the intention of stealing the data of the user. They present themselves as routine, useful or something interested to attract their victims. These are used to take unauthorized access and control of the infected computer system. Once the Trojan horse affected the computer, it will crash the computer, corrupt the user data, format hard disk, make unauthorized transfer of electronic money into other accounts, infect other systems on the network, steal data, modify or delete data of the system, unnecessarily download or upload files, and also it will control the computer system remotely. Now we are going to discuss about the second one called worms. Worms are like virus but differ from them in one feature. Whereas the viruses are transferred from one system to another as an attachment to the file or a program. But worms can spread on their own and do not need a support of attaching. So they generally spread through internet. The worms replicate themselves and spread to other computers via network. Some worms cause problem of increased network traffic and other unintended effects. And also the worms usually break some security hole in the software or the operating system of a computer. And the most dangerous worm has been Code Red, and some other popular worms have been Slammer worm and Storm. Worms are designed only to spread from one system to another and do not cause changes in the data of the system as they pass through. Now let's discuss about backdoors. Backdoor is a type of malware that has been designed to avoid the normal routine procedure of a computer. Normal routine procedure means when you log into a computer system, it asks for the username and password. So the backdoor is generally designed to gain the access to a system over a network. And it can get installed to a system with or without knowledge of the user. Sometimes when a user downloads some huge file from the internet, backdoors may get downloaded or installed. Some of the examples of backdoors are Sub7, NetBurst, Avast BIOS, and it can be used by the attackers to gain the unauthorized access to the computer system of the victims. A rootkit is a special type of malware that gives administrative rights to use the computer, and a rootkit may consist of other malwares. Unlike other malwares, rootkits are directly not harmful. They are simply used to cover other malwares, gain the entry to the computer system, and then attack the computer system using the other malwares like virus and Trojan horse. The rootkits are activated before the booting up of the operating system. As the result, they are very difficult to detect. One of the examples of rootkit is back orifice. You cannot easily remove or detect the rootkit malware. And the last one we are going to discuss today is spyware. Spyware is a type of malware that does not directly destroy the data of a computer system. It is designed to collect the information about an individual or an organization. The concerned individual or the organization is not aware of the fact. Generally, the spyware collects information about the websites that are frequently visited by the user. On the basis of the website visited by the user, advertisements start appearing on the screen of the computer system by the way of banners and pop-ups. Some types of spyware will collect the sensitive information from the computer system. Sensitive information means the bank account details, username and password of the email account, etc. Spyware is different from other types of malwares as it does not multiply. The presence of the spyware in a computer system can be detected from some common symptoms like the performance of the computer system has been started to decreasing, the computer starts behaving differently, and the CPU of the computer system continuously processing even if the user is not doing anything. And the free space in the computer hard disk has decreased its own, and there are a huge traffic in the internet activities. The applications installed on a computer system started to close on their own and the computer system has failed to reboot. Suppose we are trying to reboot our system, it may be failed. and also the computer system and its hard disk have crashed down. And the last one is the user has started facing difficulty in connecting to the internet. These are common symptoms of affecting spyware in a computer.